Hi guys, welcome back to another X-Plane 12 video. We are today flying Topaz Sky, or actually Fly UK, and we'll be flying from Christchurch, New Zealand, down to Queenstown, New Zealand. So we should have a very scenic route. And I've actually finally kind of caved and I got some photoreal for all of New Zealand. 200 gigabytes. Crazy amount. Would be maybe 70, 60 in P3D. But I thought I should find an area where I can try flying photoreal X-plane and see if it's really worth it. So I got a lot of airport. There's really good freeware developers made like all the airports, upgraded them all, so that's pretty nice. That looks a bit funny, those engines, the propellers. So yeah, we're here down in Middle Earth, or I'm not sure actually where they filmed it, but I would assume it's on the South Island, which is where Christchurch is located. Well, possibly to the north one as well, I guess Wellington, around that area. But yeah, here we are. Looks like a pretty non-busy airport. A lot of these kind of regional jets, right? The ATR. God, I really hope there's one that comes for X-plane, but let's see. Because that would be very cool. I have the Coronado one, but it's not the best in P3D. And it's not the newest model, right? Not the ATR 72600, but the 500. But yeah, enough of that. So yeah, we'll be flying from here down to Queenstown, short hop. It will be fun. Let's see how the photoreal looks and the weather. It looks very nice as of now. It's early morning here, so yeah. Good. Okay, first thing we need to do is actually get the A-car system running, so I don't forget to do that. We'll fetch bookings. I will start the selected flight. Let me just see if there's any options I need to. I don't think so. Connected to X-plane. Perfect. Pre-flight on the blocks. Happy days. And then as a secondary thing, let's have a look if the sound volume for the radios are on. They are. What about the graphics? Is this all fixed? Yes. It's quite low graphics settings just to have X-plane running better. And I think mainly it's because I use 3 screens for X-plane. That's probably killing FPS, but who knows? And yeah, nothing else than that. I think we can get this show on the road. Let me just see, because that sounded very low. Okay, I think there is. It's just such a low volume on those buttons. Maybe I should get the COSP sound package. Been thinking of doing that, but haven't yet bitten the bullet. Well, one day I will. Okay, so the Airbus. My God, this is truly at least I feel like one of the easier planes to master, but also one of the, just the logic, everything is just very well thought through. Just a well developed plane. And I guess it's more complicated to master, but at least easy to kind of, quickly learn how to go from point A to B. We'll put the nav logo on auto, or number 1, and then the strobe on auto. I think the only reason why I put the strobe on auto is because the Aerosoft A320 has that in its flow, and the A330 if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look at charts. I was able to find everything we need online, but they're all kind of split up, so I didn't combine them. But now the question is, do we have the chart we want to have here? Let me actually go all the way up and just go back in, see if we got the NCN arrival. We did. Good. You can go to the ISCS and just be prepared to do the sim brief profile actually. And let me just check that quickly, because I just realized we might not have put the airframe on the right one. So we want to make sure we get the Neo, the Toliss. And it's the LEAP one, right? I do hope so. I think you can see it here somewhere. Or maybe you can't. Now I'm trying to think where you would be able to see. I must be here somewhere, right here maybe. I'm pretty sure it's the LEAP. I find that most of them are the LEAP. It's here somewhere, just can't find it now. We'll just go with the LEAP for the sim brief. We could have a look on the outside. This looks like the LEAP, right? So let's assume it is those. Okay, so I'm just gonna generate again, just to make sure we get the right information and can populate it properly. Let me move this down so it's not in the way. And then what I'll do as a next step is I'll go on loading, no AC configuration. Let me see, we don't want to keep any startup intervals, just because that's a crash potential hazard. You can save the configuration, loading performance. Or actually now I'm trying to think, the way you did it right is you load it through you load it through this one right first. That's the number one step. So we go init request, that's like the quick way to do it. And now we got it, so we have it in progress, but it's basically loading all this data. It's giving us a very low cruising level though. Might be fine considering it's only 886 nautical miles though, so let's not complain about that. But in terms of what we should have in the block fuel, are these all correct? 148, 00. These all look to be correct. We can apply the load settings. We can do the quick refuel. I think that's it here, right? There's no faults. Can we have random on? Yeah, okay. Let's see, we can open the doors. I guess a lot of these are on auto. Well, let's just take control over them ourselves. And then let me just see, we have this calculated, weight and balance might be good to get. Or maybe we can just do it like this. Can it? There we go, 7883. Okay, Let's jump outside quickly, just make sure we have the doors open. Things are looking good in that regard, so we can start the boarding process with pack X. And let me see, this is actually the first time I'm flying in my flight sim career in New Zealand. So I'm a tad bit of a rookie, but I'm gonna assume there's nothing too odd. Oh, was 148 passengers, right? We are Wi-Fi equipped, I would say. Play boarding music, we'll happily do that. If we have anything for Fly UK, and we did. What about safety demonstration? Fly UK, we do have that as well. So let's get that rolling. Anything else? What's this one showing? Oh, it's showing the arrival one. But this is for 5 and we want to be at 23, which will be our arrival route. Good, we have the loading on, we have put this in to the system. This information does align with what we have on SimBrief. So now the question is the flight plan, which is also aligned based on what I'm seeing here. But we do want to put in the right departure runway, which is 20, and we want to put in the SID, which is ATSA 1Q, and we're going to Kuput, so we can insert that. And then in terms of arrival, it's oh, you do have VOR as well. We're going to do the RNAV to 23 with the LRU 4B, and then the VIA should be... Actually, that's a really good question. What should we have it? So let's set up pilot to ADC, and we can get the information from there. Let me just set it up correctly with the airline, etc. There we go, Fly UK, we're airline, not heavy. I'll move this one back so you guys can see it. We can import the SimBrief flight plan. As you can see, quite a straight shot. We'll have a nice view of the mountains of New Zealand. We won't really be going over them though, as I had hoped, but maybe we'll see some of the cool areas. Let me see, Middle Earth, New Zealand map. Do they have any nice explanations of what is where? So, technically, here we have a map. So, and now we're not gonna show any commercial stuff. Basically, we should be flying over, New Zealand, travel Edoras, McKenna. Wow, there's a lot of things here in Queenstown, Rohan. Yeah, so let's have a look at that. These areas would have been cool to see as well, but we'll do many flights here now since I have the photo reel. 200 gigabytes of space, gotta utilize that. Let's see, ATSA. This is the right one, right? It's ATSA 1Q and then LRU, yes, but the question was the approach. So we're doing the RNAV to 23. I have some different options here actually. Now this got me thinking, can I... Let's erase the temporary one, let's think this one through a bit. So destination, arrival. So let's say we do Zulu or Yankee, that's the options. What difference do they have? So Yankee, it's that one. And Zulu, basically the same, maybe some difference in approach. Which one do we have in this system? This must be Zulu maybe? RNAV, Yankee. So let's do Yankee just because that's what we have. should have looked into this a bit further. And I think the best place to start off is at kill. So we would do at kill, and we can load that. And we have the right cruise altitude, and then we can activate the approach. Yeah, it looks really nice. Very interesting missed approach. Very nice. I approve. Let's connect everything. We'll do the connect one, but I'll move this away for the time being. And then we'll do connect. And let's wait. The wait for a crash. Usually it should be fine, right? But you never know.
02, departing runway 02 left, 02, wind 350 degrees 7 knots, visibility more than 10 miles, rain, sky clear, temperature 17, dew point 11, QNH 1002,
there we
transition
go.
level flight level 145, advise on initial contact you have information kilo.
Dew point 14, current QNH is 1003, arriving
Oh.
runway 02.
Now it's good.
Christchurch International information
Oh
kilo,
no.
2013
Let
Zulu.
me...
Arriving runway 02 left, 02, departing runway 02 left, 02, wind 350 degrees 7 knots, visibility more than 10 miles, rain, sky clear, temperature 17, dew point 11, QNH 1002,
How do I get
transition
this
level
one?
flight level 145, advise on initial...
Christchurch International Airport.
Let's just go clearance delivery. We don't need to listen to the 80s. That's why I don't have the radios on. With the sound, because I don't want the built-in one, even though it's pretty good. I really like Product ADC though. Now with this new upgrade, it's just much more reliable. It's just better all around. So let's have a look at the systems instead. Or actually, let's select the right options here. So we're doing the Yankee one, LRU 4. We are at kill, right? So there shouldn't be any vectors here. Perfect. Okay, and let me check. So we're gonna be at 29.2. We want to do a takeoff performance, right? Runway 20. Let's check these winds. 110 at 8.
Delivery, good morning, Jetstar 2533 back. Jetstar 25 delivery? Jetstar 25.
Must be quite warm, right? And now it's yeah, this is not what I wanted. Let's see, I want to open... Where did it go? Why can't I open I or... let me see, I wanna see iOS, there we go. For some reason I can't open it with my keyboard shortcut of I, but that's not the end of the world. QNH is 1001, which I guess is 2958, right? Let's have a look here. So if we do 2958, such a small click spot. There we go. Dry off, takeoff weight. Was that 138 or was it different? Takeoff weight is at 137.5. So yes, small difference. CG, that was 29.2. We can do flex, we can do auto, air condition on. Let's compute. Good, very fast. Let's also make sure we get all of these. Ah, did I sync them? That's perfect. We can do 134. We had a bit of a leeway in V1. 138. 141. Flaps 2. Up 0.5. Flex to temp, that was F. Oh, sorry, it was not 2, it was 1F.05. Sorry about that, guys. Small mistake. Flex temp F73. And there we go.
Delivery, good morning. Border Force 44, cans outbound on the 351, request clearance.
And
44 delivery, clear to cans outbound by the 351 radial length planned route. Cans 2 departure, climb by to 6,000, squawk 3213.
what else?
Frequency 118 decimal 4.
What else? Well, basically we're done, right? At least with all of these basic things.
Border Force 44.
So now it's just about getting taxiing, etc., asking for clearance. Let's have a look so we know where the takeoff place is. 20, that's 12. 20 must be the opposite, so we're gonna have a short taxi to our left. So basically going down here, and then we'll go up there. I really like the Toliss aircraft from the outside, they look really nice. Talking about that, should we do a walk around quickly? As always, it looks like everything is in one piece. Looks like all the guys left for coffee break. Looks pretty fine, no cracks. Nothing that seems off. Very clean gear. Is that attached to anything, or is it? I don't know. This one is tiny. Okay, looks pretty fine. Very nice engines. Oh wait, why do we have the stairs? Let me jump back inside. We don't want the stairs. Okay, good. Now we should at least not have any stairs there, making it look all weird. But yeah, that should be about it. We can actually start the APUs as the next step. Let's check if we have the parking brake on, which we do. That's good news. And let's reach out. Skyways 4003. Ready to copy IFR clearance. 6,000.
Skyways 4003 is cleared to November Zulu Quebec November climb via the ATSA 1 Quebec departure with the Gupit transition. Then as filed.
And I'm just wondering
Expect
if
departure
we
runway 20.
normal on.
Climb to 6,000 feet.
I'm gonna
via
put
the
this
departure.
on because this I always
Expect
forget.
higher clearances 2 minutes after departure.
Did I
Christchurch
have any good
approach on
viewpoints? I had a few.
120.9. Squawk 6061.
Skyways 4003 is cleared to November
Yeah.
Zulu Quebec November climb via the ATSA 1 Quebec departure with the Gupit
Constraint
transition,
should
then
probably
as filed.
go
Climb
on.
to 6,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances
can
2
zoom
minutes after
in.
departure.
We can
Christchurch
put that
approach
on terrain.
120.9er.
We'll keep this
Squawk
one on weather radar
6061.
once we put that on.
Skyways 4003 readback correct QNH is 1003 contact Christchurch ground on 121.9er.
these.
Ready for pushback, have a nice one.
QNH is 1003 ground on 121.9er Skyways 4003.
Looking fine. The flap is open, probably been for a while. Put the beacon on as well. Let's have a look what this one says. Pre-flight on the blocks, so all is good. Ground service wise, we can close, 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 close. Let's have a look on the outside. Maybe best to do this view. Yeah, looks like those are leaving. So that's very good news. In terms of other things to do, we could ask for pushback clearance. Skyways 4003 ready for pushback.
Skyways 4003 pushback approved.
And we can plan our
Pushback approved
pushback as
Skyways
well.
4003.
Alright, Captain, got directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready to use, Captain. Your tow's coming.
We got pushback approved, so that's very good news. In terms of anything else, we can lock the door. Oh yeah, you could do things here, right? Ask. So I thought this is pretty neat. You know, for the doors, etc. Very nice implementation. I don't know why I don't use it more. But it's just one of those things you get used to using it here, and then you continue that. Which ones are still open? What are we talking about? Maybe it's the jetway attachment that's being annoying. But I think everything else. Let me see. Oh, we can keep that. I guess chocks, we still have the chocks in and the external power. We probably want to disconnect those, right? So I'll do APU bleed.
Alright, looks like doors and hatches are closed. We're ready.
There we go. And then the chocks can be removed. So that should be the issue, right? Why they didn't want to connect with us. Okay, all is good. Should have disconnected from here. That was a bit of my mistake. I just love the fact that even here have working circuit breakers. That's just crazy to explain all of these kind of high, just the simulation depth. Okay, anything we have forgotten? No, we have used pack X, we have set it all up, A cars, etc. And we are ready to go on our Lord of the Rings sightseeing. And I think they have set it up right. So we should be ready to go. Okay, and we should be ready. Pre-flight on the block still. We'll release. I'll put that down. Release the parking brake. Yep. Okay, we can start the engines. We'll start engine number 2 first. It will take a bit of time with these new engine options. They are a bit slow.
We're ready to go when you are. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 6227. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify that you low head and top your lap. The disabled seatbelt must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew to doors for departure.
Okay. Maybe we should put the seatbelt sign on, you know, just one of those things.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Is that our fuel truck? Yeah, no, not for us. Thank God.
It is important that you pay attention
This
to all
this guy who
instructions.
does this annunciation or this announcement is
Check your seatbelt
he
to see
doesn't
you're
sound
fastened.
so
Insert the head and tie
so
the
happy
tighten
when
by
he's
pulling on the loose
announcing
end.
it.
To unfasten, simply lift up the metal flap on the buckle
Or
and
yeah,
pull
when he's
apart.
announcing it.
You'll find the seatbelt sign in the panel above your head. When it is on, you must fasten your seatbelt. We will provide extension seatbelts for infants.
Okay, let's see.
Your seatbelt
That
will
engine
fasten
is
visible
up
for
and
the
about.
duration of
I can
flight,
start engine
even
1.
when the sign is off. Your life jacket is underneath your seat. To use it, take it out of the container and place it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely in a double bow at your side. Only inflate your life jacket when you leave the aircraft. We will supply life cots for babies and life jackets for children.
Okay, setting parking brake.
In the event of the aircraft having to make an emergency landing, you will need to take a protective brace position.
Let's have a look at the engine.
Brace, brace.
Yeah,
We will
looks
now
like it's
explain
getting
how to leave
started.
the aircraft in an emergency. Move quickly to the closest
Just look at
useful
those
exit,
mountains. That's just
taking one with you.
wonderful.
High-heeled shoes must be taken off as they may tear the evacuation slide.
Yeah, come on engine.
Emergency lighting, including floor
Spin
level
up.
lighting, will help you find your way to the exits. These are clearly signed.
Disconnect the hand signals.
Rear of the aircraft into and at the front of each cabin section. Your crew will now point out the exits nearest to you.
Okay, now the engine
Open
should
the
be
doors,
up and
move the
about.
handle in the direction of the red arrow. Opening the doors automatically inflates the evacuation slide. The slides can also be inflated by pulling the red cord.
Code detected. My captain has been removed.
Jump onto the slide and move away from the
And
aircraft.
no clouds on the sky.
Aircraft has landed
For
from
better or
water.
worse.
These slides detach to four rafts. As
I
you
think
leave the aircraft,
it has
inflate your life
disconnected
jacket
now.
by pulling the red tag. If necessary, blow into the
There we see it
mouthpiece to
go.
top up the air. The life jacket is fitted with a light and a whistle to
Bye
attract
bye,
attention.
pushback tag. Flying with the
Your
beautiful
oxygen
top of
mask
sky
is
livery.
behind the panel, just above your head. If the cabin air system should fail, this will be released. Stay in your seat and pull the mask towards you
Max.
to open your oxygen supply.
We can
Please
go
note
to
that the bag may not inflate.
flap 1.
Place it over your mouth and
Arm
nose.
the speed
Adjust
brake.
the band to secure it.
Ignition can go to normal.
Do ensure your own mask is fitted correctly before
We can
helping
go
anyone
system
else.
1 and auto.
All
Auto,
electronic
auto.
devices, including mobile phones, must be switched off in all
We
headsets.
can shut the APU bleed. Go to low pack flow.
Approach
Or
and
shut the
landing.
APU.
Please ensure
Runway turn off and taxi.
that can send or receive calls or text messages remain off for the flight.
We're ready.
Any items with the flight
Skyways 4003. Ready for taxi.
used once we're airborne. Please refer to the Skyways magazine in your seat pocket for more information.
Did I?
Skyways
Yeah, now we're getting it.
003 runway
Now we're getting it.
Taxi via
Good.
taxiways
I was a bit
Foxtrot,
afraid I said it wrong.
Alpha 15, Foxtrot, Alpha, Alpha 2, Foxtrot, Alpha 2,
Maybe actually our
Hold
trim
shift
is
120.
off. We're supposed to be at
Runway
0,
20,
5.
taxi via taxiways Foxtrot, Alpha 15, Foxtrot, Alpha, Alpha 2, Foxtrot, Alpha 2, hold short runway 20 Skyways 4003.
Finally, take a look at the safety card in the seat pocket. If you have any questions,
Okay, we got taxi clearance. It's basically straight taxi and then to
we want
left.
to thank you for choosing Fly UK. We hope you have a relaxed and enjoyable flight.
Yeah, Fly UK for the win. Chrono, we can put that on. Cabin, takeoff config. Yeah, cabin
So
should be
someone
fine.
has their laptop out and they're refusing to put it away. What do you want to do?
So someone refusing to put their laptop away.
Ready to go?
I'll speak with the passenger.
See if we can talk to the passenger and get them to calm down. Not a problem.
Goddamn passengers. Just won't listen. Takeoff config normal otherwise. Let's add a bit of thrust. Don't think idle thrust seems to be enough to get us moving. Let's make sure these ones are closed. They are red. That's good. We don't need to evacuate. Did we try these? Oh. Well, yeah, maybe we don't need the oxygen mask. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are taxiing now. Happy days. Let's have a look from the outside. Just seeing this beauty on its way. Gonna be a fun flight with this one. For all the crap I usually give to the Airbuses for being so simple, they are usually the most well-modeled aircrafts in the sims, both in X-Plane and in P3D. So, FS Labs and Toliss has both done a really good job. Let's think. Ailerons working, elevators working, rudders working. Flaps are set, trim is set, thrust not set, but no need to set as of yet. Gear is down and locked. We have the taxi lights on. Pack flow is set to low. Not sure if you need to put that to normal afterwards. We're gonna keep a low pack flow throughout the whole flight. Need to Google that. So slowly taxiing. Oh, actually quite slow. What are we doing? 16 knots. Let's taxi a bit faster. We have a time to keep, for God's sake. Okay, let's see. Pre-flight taxi. We have already used 200 pounds of fuel. My God, airplanes really are guzzlers of fuel. It's not really like a private person can have a A320. That would be the yearly salary in the fuel, just for one trip back and forth. Okay, we're coming up on our turn to the left here shortly. The only thing we need to check a bit is this RMP, because I think Queenstown is one of those famous airports in the world in terms of a very kind of difficult arrival approach, or a more difficult one at least. Okay, let's say we're doing 25. Gonna soon start to brake a bit. See a lot of FedEx stuff here. I guess they must transport a lot of things down here to New Zealand. They probably have a lot, but I mean, whatever they don't have, that has to go a long way.
Skyways 4003, contact Christchurch Tower on 118.4.
Tower on 118.4, Skyways 4003.
Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff.
Skyways 4003, winds are 346 at 2 knots. Runway 20
yeah,
cleared
we
for
are
takeoff.
ready.
Runway 20 cleared for takeoff, Skyways 4003.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. Welcome on board our flight. We'll be departing soon and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying, and we'll keep you informed of any changes as they happen.
Okay, let's see. No plane seems to be coming in, so it's all clear. Can we do a rolling start? I guess everything is kind of set up properly. I hope at least. We have both the extras and the pushback working, so those were not correlated. The issue was related to me not having radio volume on. Flex, SRS, and runway. Okay. Airspeed is alive. So that's good news. 100 knots. Staying on the center line. V1. Rotate. We'll try to rotate. Oh, There we go.
Positive climb. Gear up.
Yeah, gear coming up. Oh, let's see. Okay, we are climbing. Okay, let's see, we can get the slats removed. Or retracted. Not removed, we still want to keep them.
Speed checked flaps 0.
Okay, still climbing. Can maybe pitch up a bit more. We can
Skyways 400
go off
free
with the
climb
lights.
and maintain 12,000 feet contact bay approach on 123.6.
I'm gonna assume they're just
Climb
gonna
and
give
maintain
us
12,000 feet approach
climb
on
clearance all the way.
123.6 Skyways 4003.
We got throttle climb, so let's put that in.
Approach Skyways 4003 climbing to 12,000 feet.
Skyways 4003, good day. Radar contact
Good
for
day.
nautical miles southwest of Christchurch International Airport.
Good morning, Vietnam. I think New Zealand actually had quite a bit of troops there, the Anzac Brigade, right, in Vietnam. So some connection there with the phrase "Good morning, Vietnam." Okay, let's go to standard. Looks pretty nice with the photoreal. Still
Skyways 400.
Still prefer P3D though. There's some crispness, right? There's just something more crispy with it.
Center on 119.2 Skyways 4003.
In a sense, it's pretty boring flight at the start. It's basically just continuing to climb. I'm already gonna set the
Center
autopilot.
Skyways 4003 climbing to 12,000 feet.
Skyways 4003, good day.
Let's see, do we have anything flying around us? Doesn't look like that. So yeah, now we're basically just climbing. And we have some time to go. Well, not that much, but about 80 nautical miles to the top of the descent. So it should be pretty fine. We're not gonna come up to any interesting parts just yet. Probably in a bit of time we'll get to all these nice viewpoints once we get closer to the mountain chain. You can see some of the clouds here as well surrounding. So yeah, we're climbing slow and steady. Wait, what was the... We're coming up to 12,000. Let's see if we get the clearance to climb all the way to 20. I'm waiting basically for that, but as we're coming up we could actually turn off some things. This landing, and we could do the seatbelt sign as well.
Skyways 400, 3 climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 Skyways 4003.
Okay, and we got the climb clearance, so I'll go and get something to drink. You get to enjoy the views. It will be a very short flight, so I'll be back very shortly.
We do offer complimentary in-flight TV space to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information. The flight crew has turned off without the seatbelt sign. You cannot fasten the without the cabin. However, we ask that the seatbelt fasten when you do on a flight.
Skyways 400, 3 contact New Zealand Center on 120.9er.
Center on 120.9er Skyways 4003. Center Skyways 4003 climbing to flight level 200.
Skyways 4003, good day.
Exact connect approach 125, Delta 6. 256, departure.
Okay, the captain is back. Is that a plane we're seeing flying? Possibly, possibly not. It's probably flying quite a bit faster than us. Okay, we're coming up to sonar checkpoint. Let's just have a quick look at our fuel on board. 5.6 and it's at 6.0. Probably will be around that, so that's looking pretty decent actually. How's it looking outside the plane? Looking very pretty actually. It must be quite high zoom level maybe, that's why it's quite sharp. Trying to figure out if it's that sharp once you get closer down, but oh well. But look at this kind of, this must be a lot of, this must be very nice kind of farming grounds. Okay, let's have a look at the Middle Earth map. What's it saying? We are coming up on Edoras. I think Christ.
Skyways
Or sorry, did we pass that?
Contact New Zealand Center on 129.3.
Was that to the right already?
Center on 129.3.
God damn, I can't even read a map.
4003.
We probably passed it. It would have been to the right here.
Center Skyways 4003
Goddamn.
level at flight level 200.
Let me jump back in.
Skyways 4003, good day.
Oh yeah, let me check just the top of descent with this one. What's the suggestion? So before El Rav. So a bit earlier on this one. For better or worse. Let me see, did we have anything? No, we can keep as is. So let me check, what does the Middle Earth map promise to us? Glenarchy, Rohan. Interesting. So Rohan and Edras are different places. You could have fooled me. Let's see if there's some other map. No, stay on the side. Hey, if we're lucky we'll see the Anduin River. Gondor should be pretty close to here. Somewhere. Well, it's a while since I watched the Lord of the Rings movies, but that's a bit annoying though, seeing this little bugginess. I thought there would be less of that. I think in P3D when you use the volumetric they usually work better, so I'm not sure why X-Plane would have an issue with that. Let's prepare actually for landing. We could do of course the landing performance. We probably should do the landing performance, but let's do windy. Let's do windy, Queenstown. Okay, whoa, let's see at this. There's gonna be some crazy winds, but they're basically just a bit off. There is potential risk of thunderstorm actually. It's a bit south of it though, so we should be fine. Let me see, but there should be a lot of clouds. Could potentially be some thunder cells. And look at that, we're already seeing it here on the... Can we see it with the radar? Yeah, that looks like some nasty weather in the...
Skyways 4003
well, quite far away.
Bravo arrival
but let's
with the
see.
out of transition for the RNAV Yankee approach to runway 23
Well, what we needed was the QNH 101 1001, temperature of 17 degrees, 22 at 4. Yeah, what's the landing reference? Maybe best to get it in the right. So here we go. CND 1875. 1875. Missed approach coming 10,000 feet. We are the missed approach. How high is this airport? It's at an altitude of 1,100. We're coming down here at 10,000, 8,600, 6,700, 5,100. Where's the air? That must be the airport, right? And this is the missed approached. Yeah, that must be the case. Must be very cool to fly here in real life. Just the views, right? Just the beauty of it all. I'm actually very happy to have gotten this for X-Plane as well, because I can then combine it with the really nice weather. And I have so many airports now. Let me just show you. Did I close it actually? Maybe I did. I have also my X-Plane 12 map with kind of the stuff I have, and I don't have a lot of photo reel. I think I have New Zealand, and then some airports, and then Hawaii. But these are all the freeware ones I found, and he even has more. Hokitika, Timaru, I'm not sure it's Timaru Airport, but the airports that are located in these ones. The only one I didn't have was this island, Crawford, something like that, right? I'm trying to figure out which one is this. Chatham, Crawford, not Crawford Island. Chatham Island. God, probably butchering that pronunciation as well. Really not having the best pronunciation day today. But yeah, let me jump back into the cockpit, have a look. We're still not at the descent. 132 is the VAP. Well, let's see if we need to change. So we're coming in for 23. 224, 17, 101. Probably right. Anti-ice off. Landing weight though, that's the interesting one. Landing weight we should be at 1345. Full landing coefficient low. Let's do medium. Let's compute 132. Okay, status okay. We have enough of a margin, so we should all be good. Yeah, not really. So I haven't really been able to spot any specific parts. This does look a bit like Rohan. So I guess I can see that. Maybe it's from the other side of the mountain range. Maybe that's where you get some really cool shots. But I doubt it. It is though beautiful. Flying over Middle Earth. Or at least where they filmed it. I just had a friend actually went there for 3 weeks. He said it's amazing. And I can't not believe him. It must probably look very nice. I think he actually came back home a couple of days ago. Okay, let's see. I was just typing to him, reminding myself we were gonna reach out to each other. Okay, medium auto brake. I guess we never unarmed the spoiler, so let's arm it again. Let's have a look again at the weather briefing. I guess technically though we could also get it from the Atsu, right? Not allowed? How dare you tell me what's allowed and not allowed? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. We have the data link available. Oh well, we'll just look at it from my... Maybe I can see it here actually. Sim brief routes. Look at those frames, right? And these are native frames. Looking very nice, but this will be crazy. Is there some restriction on how cloudy it can be to fly to Queenstown? I'm just afraid of the minimums. It's quite high, 2000 above ground. But it's not crazy high, right? Okay, let me see. What does it want us to be? Let's request a lower one. Skyways 4003. Request flight level 100.
Skyways 4003 descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Skyways 4003.
Okay, let's see, it doesn't descend too crazy. Okay, we'll start our descent a bit early. But we only have 70 nautical miles to get there, so maybe we're a bit late after all. So Atkill will be the beginning. We should be at 10,000 once we reach Atkill. What's the transition altitude, or does New Zealand roll with a standard transition? Okay, so operates with CAN Z RMPR approval. We have. Me as pilot might not have it, but the virtual airline has it. Let's just be prepared to change once we get closer. And what was it? It was 1001. Yeah, we can change that at 10,000 already. Looks like we have some nasty weather. But look at these effects. It looks really good actually. Like how it's darkened by the clouds. X-plane is really close to getting there.
Skyways 4003 descend via the YLRU-4B arrival with the hour of transition to 10,000 feet QNH is 1001 at Queenstown Airport.
Okay, we got the same descent clearance we already have. Or already had gotten. And I'm thinking if we should already ask our dear passengers, but we can be a bit... We can wait a bit. We have about 10 minutes to go. We don't have a lot of fuel, so a very low fuel flight. If we can't land. I really hope not, I don't really have time to do an alternate. Our alternate is N Zulu WF. Which one is that? Vanaka. Okay, so it's not that far. It's very close actually. Could that even make a difference? Weather-wise? We're talking 40 kilometers? Well, maybe. I would have thought it would be Dunedin or... What's this one called? Inver Cargill. Yeah. God. Yeah, not really the pronunciation day to day. This looks really pretty though, some of these areas. The thing with the clouds though is I guess we won't see everything that you might otherwise see in terms of our little sightseeing goal of seeing the Lord of the Rings stuff, but I don't know, it looks quite nice. Or maybe a bit too white, I'm not sure. Are we a bit behind? No, we're actually on schedule as we're supposed to be. How's this one looking? Maybe we can make it a bit wider, just so we get a bit of a better picture of the weather. Let's zoom this one out just a bit to see what we're dealing with. Has there been any updates? Looks like it's going past us. I think the mountain chain does protect Queenstown a bit. What did they say? Clouds few at 8,000, broken 9,500, broken at 11,000. So we should be fine. We should be, once we get below 8,000, we should be fine. Well, let's have a look once we get below. That's gonna be at here, QN 77 at Tvup. So it's not gonna be a long journey once we get closer. Okay, I'll put the landing system on. We probably don't want to be at standard anymore, so I'm gonna go to the right one, just to be on the safe side. Just look at these though, these awesome looking hills around us. I mean, wow. New Zealand, if you just weren't that far away, right? It would be really cool. It reminds me a bit of a green Iceland in a way, but maybe even, you know, more hilly in a sense. But Iceland is pretty beautiful as well, not gonna lie. I would really like to fly there more often in P3D, but I have that bug that really turns me off when I come in to land. The mesh is all up in the air. Been trying to fix that, but just never managed. Okay, we're soon at 10,000. That's good. What's the speed they want us to keep? 210, 196. Okay. 725 is the last waypoint. So maybe there's a bit more than what we can see. We're coming down on 10,000. I'm gonna put on the safety and the landing lights. Seatbelt sign is on. Okay, we didn't get our public announcement before they started talking, so let's wait patiently. Okay, let's really slow, or not slow down, but minimize the map. Okay, we are still descending. Slowing down simultaneously. What's the
28
prog?
nautical miles northeast of the airport. QNH is 1000, cleared for the RNAV Yankee approach to runway 23 with the ACL transition.
Okay, let's go flap
at Queenstown
1.
Airport, contact Queenstown approach on 125.75.
QNH is 1000, cleared for the RNAV Yankee approach to runway 23 with the ACL transition at Queenstown Airport, approach on 125.75 Skyways.
I guess we go use the speed brake.
Approach Skyways 4003, descending to 10,000 feet.
Skyways 4003, good day.
Here the clouds look a bit interesting. Oh my god, look at how low they are. Are we really getting fed the right data? I would want to check within the sim. Maybe I can do that. they're saying much lower clouds actually. 4,600. That makes no sense. Why is the windy 8 is giving me some old information? No, it's not. We have deteriorating cloud. 6,000 feet now. Now I need to really look what. Let's continue descending, because I totally forgot about that. So let's see, because I think we got descent clearance with the approach, and that's down to how low. Let's check, because we're probably a bit off. Well, basically we can go down to 2,100, so maybe we should be fine. But yeah, let's keep an eye out here now, just to make sure we're not flying behind the aircraft and that we don't get more deteriorating conditions. Because it's one thing what it says in the 80s, it's one thing what X-Plane shows, right? Yeah, these clouds look a bit weird, like on the top at least. A bit pixelated. Okay, we're getting into the cloud layer. Let's see if there's rain as well.
Speed checked flap 0.
Okay, let's see now. We're accelerating a bit. I don't need to use the flaps, I think, no more. We can just use that at the end. About 4 minutes to go until we're supposed to be landing. This will be very interesting. New airport, haven't landed here before. Hopefully it should all be fine, but you never know. We have a tad bit of a deviation. Can it be that much though? What's the prog telling us? It's looking fine. We're a bit fast maybe. And look at that, some rain. We're blessed. Let's use the Vipers. I think their maximum speed is at 250 with the Vipers. Can we see it somewhere? Does look like quite light rain, so we should be fine. Can you see it in the cabin? Can't notice it really. Okay, we're continuing to turn. Still looking pretty good. We're maybe a bit fast though. So let's be a bit cautious on that. Let's check the prog again. Still looks good though. What's this terrain one? Maybe we should actually switch. So we do normal radar with that and terrain with this one. Let me zoom out just a tiny bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We should be fine. And I do want to do this manually. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. So let's use the throttle manual control. I can basically keep it at 0 because we're just gonna be descending anyway. Yeah, that's fine. We can clear. Still descending. I can see some of the ground here. Has it stopped raining? It has. So let's hope it will continue to be fine.
Skyways 4003
Now we're seeing some more range.
at Queenstown Airport. Contact Queenstown Traffic Tower on 118.1.
Let's go to flap 1.
1000 tower on 118.1 Skyways 4003.
And now it's raining again. Okay, some turbulence.
Tower Skyways
Probably because we're in the
4003 inbound for
in the
RNAV
clouds.
approach runway 23.
Skyways 4003, good day. Continue north to runway 23, call when established on final.
Continue RNAV runway 23 will call when established on final Skyways 4003.
Okay, we're on idle. We're losing now. I'm gonna drop the gears to get us to lose a bit more speed. Hopefully at least. Let's pay some attention. Seeing once we get close to 200 we can go to flap 2. I'm seeing the airport there in the distance, that's nice. I'm gonna put the final approach mode on. Come on, keep braking, keep. Let's see if flap, now we're flap over speeding. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna take manual control over this one. So I can see the airport. Should be fine. We can shut that one. Yeah, I know.
Speed check flaps 3.
Hey, speed check flap 3. Continue.
Skyways 4003 winds are 315 at 4 knots. Clear to
Okay, we
land
have a bit of a
runway
crosswind.
Clear to land runway 23 Skyways 4003.
Hey, let's see now. I never checked the cabin, so that was a bit awkward. We're a bit low now. We need to crab a bit to the left, let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's hope we don't get any weird wind shear or similar. Oh, 200, come on.
Skyways 4003, exit runway, nibble report, clear of an.
Oh, let's see it. Did we do it? Feels like we hit it a bit hard.
70 knots.
Phew. My god, that was intense. I think so at least. Let's get the reversers off. Ew. We got landing clearance even though I didn't say anything.
The local time is 9:53 a.m. and
Ew.
it's currently about 17 degrees.
Oh no, I forgot the lights.
You can now use your
Awkward.
mobile devices. Please remain seated until the
Always
aircraft
something.
comes to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may
I really want to see that replay. I just hope it managed to save. God damn, that was a crazy landing. Okay, let's see. We'll just park here somewhere. I'm gonna check if this one, so we're post-flight taxi. Doesn't seem to say anything in terms of our landing, so hopefully Pack X got that. I'm gonna guess around 300 plus. If I was lucky, 320 maybe. It could be worse. I just hope it's something like 500. I was everything below 400 I'm pretty happy with. But yeah. Can we even park here? Is there enough clearance? Should be, I think. Should be fine. We can shut these lights so we don't blind people on the ground. Okay, let's see, A320, A319. God, you can have the really big aircraft, A332. God damn. Imagine landing with one of those here. So that can't be the easiest. Okay, let's see. So now we should have everything set. Apart from one thing, of course I forgot to talk to Pilot TDC, but I rarely do that after I've landed. I forgot to start the APU. We can shut these, there's nothing we need to see anymore. The flap should open very soon. Let's see. Yeah, we broke a bit too much. We have flap open, so we can start it. Okay, let's see now. EGT is rising. Same with the N value. How does this place look on the outside? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I still feel like the mesh is not that good in X-Plane 12. Maybe that's one of the things. Like the mesh in P3D, the ultimate one I have, is really good. But you don't want to use the X-Plane 12 mesh because that will it will mess up the airports and their mesh. So that, yeah, a bit of play on words there, right? Mesh and mess. Okay, 100. Not PW, but we use the APU bleed. Then we can shut the engine 2. We can shut the engine 1. Go out and check. Don't need those speed brakes anymore. And look at this nice Virgin Australia 737. We can try to stop the recording. A complete flight was detected. Would you like to file a PIREP? Please do. Then we can close that. And what we can do as a next step is check our favorite thing. Pack X. See what it says. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this landing went. Very fun approach though. Actually very challenging. I really want to do it more times. We probably really need to practice it. Because this was not one of those straightforward, just in and out things. Okay, have we gotten anything yet? There we go. So let's end flight. 242. So actually pretty good landing, apart from that I wasn't using the rudder enough. Which I always know, because I can feel it when I do the landing. Okay, toggle replay mode. Let's jump. Let's jump back a bit in time. Okay, so this should do. So we're coming in here for landing. It looks pretty decent. A bit weird placement of the trees, but other than that, quite fine. We should really have crabbed to the left a bit. Maybe we're able to turn into it. Okay, it was fine. We didn't crab enough. But my god, that was a wet runway. I don't know why I wrote dry. Yeah, trying to keep the airplane on the runway. That's not gonna be the easiest. Now we went a bit too far back. But yeah, I was shocked a bit with the kind of curvature of the runway, how quickly it just came to us. Look at that, but we managed. Maybe a bit difficulty staying on the center line, doing this back and forth pendulum kind of thing. But we survive. How did it look from the cabin though? Maybe not this one, but this one would be nice. Seemed pretty good, and then it would have been like a bit roller coaster vibes. Whoa. But they would have been happy, I think. We managed to land reasonably well. But yeah, I think that's it. Fun airport to fly into. Maybe I'll take off from here during my next flight, let's see. But yeah, just oh yeah, sorry, hit the mic there. But yeah, overall fun experience to try New Zealand. I can really recommend this Freeware New Zealand airport packages and photo reel. And even though you don't have those, I can probably recommend it still, right? Because you can still do the same kind of approaches and stuff. And of course, as always, I can recommend the Toliss A320neo. My favorite Airbus together with the FS Labs A320. Or I guess A321. I don't really see too much of a difference there. I still need an A319 though, but I haven't decided yet if I'm going the FS Labs or the Toliss version on that one. So let's see. Might though go with the FS Labs one because I have a nice Paro scenery I want to try. But let's see. But yeah, apart from that, nothing else to report. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, until next time. Bye bye.